It's great to see each and every single one of you. The world is a better place because you are here to join us. My name is Matt Brown, and I am the host of the Productive Conversations podcast. And it is a Tuesday, the 18th of August, 2026. And we're back after another week off for our summer schedule. This is our last full week of shows for the rest of the summer, and then back at it on Labor Day. But for now, we're going to take it in. We're going to laugh. We're going to reflect and have a good time. We will talk about the unfortunate loss in this world with Hayden Panettiere passing away on Sunday. AOC, Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez, AOC, you know who AOC is. But she went mega viral last week. Pat McAfee has a new album. The WNBA is getting some crazy reinforcements. And then we have some other fun clips and questions of the day after that. So before we get into it, I just want to remind you to like and subscribe to the Productive Conversations podcast on all podcast platforms and YouTube. And don't forget to check out exclusive content regarding the show across all social media platforms. We're on Instagram at Productive Conversations Podcast, X at ProdConvoPod, TikTok at ProdConvoPod, Facebook at Productive Conversations. And as always, check us out on all podcasts and platforms and YouTube. So we got a show today, and then today, the 18th, and then back at it on Friday for the 21st, and that'll be our summer season. Then we'll be back on this feed on the 31st of August to do our college football preview. Me and Ryan are going to take on the college football season in 2026, and then I will do the NFL as well. So don't forget to check us out every Sunday night as we do those shows. But we do our college football preview on the 31st, and then another week off, and then the feed will be back on September 8th as we begin our new fall season, and then we're back at it every week, really until the Super Bowl. So it's going to be a good finale for 2026. Let's make it. But for today, for this mid-August show, we got Ryan, Jose, and Brett with us today. I'm so happy to see you four. And Brett, we've missed you. It's been a while, so it's good to see you.
Good to see you too. I'm so sorry I had to turn my camera off because right now it's kind of going on the fritz. I was frozen before and now it won't bring up my pictures. So I'm working on this.
No worries. If anything, we can figure it out as well. No worries there. But Ryan and Jose, how are you guys doing?
Doing good, doing good. Excited for college football. I was watching the spin monsters try and get us excited for the AP freaking list. We got to do a better job. Maybe me and Matt will work on a different list. We'll figure it out. But anyway, excited for college football and excited for this week's shows.
That's right. And Jose, what's going on in Jose world?
Nothing much. Pretty boring.
Well, better than anything bad going on. But yes,
That's true.
just to let everybody know, starting on Sunday the 6th, we will begin our weekly football podcast. Week 1 of the college football season will be discussed on this September 6th, and then we'll do our 14 weeks there. And then I will be with you every Sunday as well to do the NFL. We'll do our 22 weeks there, and it's going to be a good-ass season. Early predictions, Oregon National Championship winner, the New York Giants, your Super Bowl champions. Not really. The LA Rams, your Super Bowl champions, but one can dream. Okay, but let's begin, and let's get into it. And, yeah, I just can't believe the summer, literally 3 weeks.
I know, it's literally almost done.
It was a good summer for you all so far? Keep going?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. I feel so anyway.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Summer's been mid at best. Nothing exciting going on.
Well, at least it's not over yet, Mr. Rivera. So hopefully we have a good finale there. All right. So just 1 second before we head into it. Right. Let's let the show begin. Unfortunately, we do have to start on a somber note. The world lost a very special actor in this world, Hayden Panettiere. You know her from Nashville, the Scream franchise. You know her from being the voice of Dot in Bug's Life, from Bring It On, from one of the Bring It On movies, to Nashville, Tiger Cruise, Racing Stripes, Ice Princess, I Love You, Beth Cooper, the Kingdom Hearts franchise. At only 36 years old, she unfortunately and tragically passed away. And before we get into any other details there, I just want to say, Hayden Panettiere truly is a millennial icon. I feel, at least me, Brett, and Ryan, really grew up with the amazing stuff she did and what I mentioned. Literally everything I've seen her in, she was good to great. One thing I didn't mention, remember the Titans as well, going toe-to-toe with Denzel at like 10, 11 years old. And then when I saw the news very late Sunday night, my jaw dropped, and I was genuinely sad. And especially after Michelle Trachtenberg passed away last year, and seeing these people we grew up with in these movies that defined our generation, and it bothers me that unfortunately they didn't even make it to 40 years old. It's really, really sad, and I was absolutely shocked. And especially those Listerine ads, she was really great in those. But
What about those?
yeah, like I don't know about you guys, but for me, that was a tough one to see. Really, really was.
Yeah,
So young.
yeah, it definitely wasn't so young too, and she died the same way that her younger brother died of a heart episode, which I know that she had her substance abuse issues, but obviously, no one knows what could cause things like that. I mean, her brother, when I read up on what happened with her brother, there was an aortic valve issue, like a clogged valve, and heart gave out because of that. And then said that she was found in the process of having cardiac arrest and was unconscious, and the EMTs just couldn't revive her, which is obviously so sad to hear. But you have to wonder, like, obviously, is there some sort of hereditary heart condition, and maybe her substance abuse could have exacerbated that? Whatever the case, it's so sad, but it's just amazing. Everyone out there, get your heart checked, take care of your heart health. You never know what's going to happen at any age. 28 and 36, that family now has no children. So it's they're both the parents are still alive. So losing two kids to a medically declared heart attack is very, very sad. But I just remembered Hayden Panettiere growing up watching the Kids' Choice Awards, and she was always one of the most nominated actresses because of all the shows.
Yeah.
And everyone, the kids loved Hayden Panettiere. Every year when Jack Black was hosting that show, she was a nominee in almost every single damn category. She was awesome. Like I remember Racing Stripes and all the shows. Remember the Titans, A Bug's Life. I mean, she was just like, I mean, again, toe to toe with Denzel at 11. And she was actually one of those people. I actually kind of realized this later on that she was kind of one of those child actors that didn't really have the bad stuff happen to her until she was a little older. She mentioned she had,
That we know of, yeah.
yeah, like, it happened a little later in her life. Whereas, like, a lot of those child actors, traumatic stuff happened to them at like age 12 and 13, and it followed them through the rest of their lives. I mean, I know she was going through a lot of postpartum stuff, and she was almost 40, and this is kind of when she was, in a bad spot. So it's worse to know that she hit that bad spot much later in life, and now she's gone. But I used to have a huge crush on her growing up. I used to think she was so pretty. I was like, I used to love watching her.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people feel the same way. I particularly loved her in Malcolm in the Middle, her side character,
I
and
forgot she was in Malcolm in the Middle. Why'd you? Wow, she was
for,
like, what?
for like her 5 episodes she did in that, she was actually legitimately brilliant and went toe to toe with him, Frankie Muniz. And yeah, I was bummed she wasn't in the reunion, and that was like the one character I would love to see who wasn't. But yeah, that was a tough one, and I think it's fair to say she truly is a millennial icon. And that's the good thing about movies and TV work. You won't go away. especially if you do a great job. But our thoughts and prayers with her family, her friends and family, especially her daughter. That's a hard one. And yeah, we'll see what else, if anything else comes of it. I know there are people making conspiracies online for it on
Enough with the
what
conspiracy.
exactly
I
happened.
don't want to hear that crap. People
I
make
agree.
There'll be
Today's
time enough for all that. Today is not the day.
people
No,
who make conspiracy theories about celebrity deaths, though, I'm sorry, but you're stupid because just like you're just trying to find an excuse besides what the medical examiners found out. It's like, why are you even going to try and spin that? Like, it's like, it's like clearly, doctors said there was a heart attack occurring. So, and I hate when I see this article in the New York Post and all the stuff that they're writing. I'm like, look, the Post can be credible in certain things, but stay in your lane, New York Post. This is not you. Stay in your lane. This is not where you should be reporting.
I agree with you, Mr. Mayerson, especially I mean, it's barely been 24 hours.
time enough for all that.
But just let's remember Hayden Panettiere the way she was. A extremely talented actress and singer who made an impact for a lot of us. Hayden Panettiere, on at 36, may she rest in peace.
Also, let's also remember this, how I want to like just make this one clean statement, how not just Denzel, but the big name actors that she worked with throughout her career from every single age, like the entire voice cast of A Bug's Life, many cast members of Remember the Titans, not just Denzel, because there's a lot of big actors in that movie. And then after she stopped, she didn't really stop, I should say, because when she was doing those Listerine commercials, she wasn't really in any TV shows at the time. And then Nashville came out, and she was in that show with Trace
When
Adkins.
Heroes too.
Yeah, with Heroes too. And after she was in that TV break, she gets cast in Nashville with Trace Adkins, who's one of the biggest country stars. This woman was paired with some of the biggest stars of our time in everything she was in. And I was like, looking back, I'm like, wow, that girl was really from like 11 years old on. She was always with some A-lister. Not a lot of child actors can say that.
It was a true testament of her talent. She really, she had the goods, and it's just extremely, extremely impressive. What a great career. Did the most of her little time she had left, but we will not forget you, Miss Panettiere, and gone way too soon. So let's transition out of that. We have more fun things to talk about, more silly things to talk about, but definitely needed to spend some time to honor an icon for millennials. So I think we did well there. All right. Let's switch it up, though. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, better known as AOC in these parts. The Congress
I mean, representative would be the neutral term. So
Yeah.
I guess you could say
I
mean,
representative.
I don't want to say congresswoman because I might upset people, but
I mean,
we'll say
technically, her title could be representative or congresswoman
Yeah.
because
Either or.
you just can't say senator because she's not a senator.
You got it. We'll go with the representative from New York City, representing the Bronx. And she has gotten very popular over the years. It's noted she is a very pretty person. But AOC went very viral last week, and it's insane for the thing she went viral for, and it had nothing to do with politics. But where do I start? Seriously, where do I start? Why don't I start with this? The visual photo that she went viral for to start off her impressive week, I should say. So we'll start with this for AOC. So she went to the gym like everybody else. And she wanted to, I guess, show off how excited she was. This is her first clip here.
So I'm on my way to do my last strength training and lifting session, and let's go.
Jake Daylight.
Okay, Jake DeLone. That's not you. But anyways.
That's not AOC.
AOC, as you can see, she was in her gym clothes getting ready for her strength class. I wonder why she went extra viral. Who wants to say why she went extra viral for going to strength class that, the four of us would like to go to? Go to on our own version.
It's because
Right.
if you
I would
look
like
down,
to go with her.
What'd you say, Jose?
I would like to go with her.
I think, Matt, it may have to do with
if you
well,
look
were you
if you
seeing
look down
her?
if you look down a little downward about
Yeah, there we go.
2 inches.
Well, it's because
Her cleavage, yes.
she looks really hot in her gym clothes. And there's a lot of horny people on the internet.
Too
Not
many.
true. She's single now. It's not just because we're horny. She's single.
That's
Well,
true.
yes, we were going to get. I have that. Don't worry. I have that part. Don't worry. I'm saying things. Like I said, she literally went viral for a solid 3 things. But first, visually, yes, we have that where she looks good in her gym clothes, like a lot of other people do. You said she looks great.
No,
All
I'm
right.
saying which is great. Good for her.
Oh,
Means
you
the
said
gym
it's
is
great. I thought
working.
you said
Yeah.
She looks great. Sorry.
No, it's working. The gym
Ryan
clothes.
looked to the side. He's like, my wife is listening.
No. That's all right. My wife is a big AOC fan, actually. I shouldn't say that out loud, and I did, but I can't say her name. Otherwise, we'll get in trouble.
I shouldn't say that.
If I say her name,
You just
then
have
we
to
can
say
get in
Miss
trouble.
Ryan.
Miss Ryan, yes, my wife,
Miss
Miss Ryan.
Co-host Ryan.
We'll go with that.
Co-host Ryan.
We're gonna go with that joke. Like Miss Ari and Entourage, we'll do that recurring bit moving forward. So anytime
Sounds
Ryan's
good.
wife's mentioned, it's now Miss Ryan.
Miss Ryan, that's right.
And if there's an issue, let us know. We could change that. But yes,
No,
Jose. The another thing to mention, another reason why she went viral is because she is now recently single. She is now single. She discussed on ABC this week that she began the process of freezing her eggs. So with that, now she's an older woman, and during that interview, she was also asked about where does she expect her political career to go. She did not rule out running for president in 2028 or running for the Senate in 2028. This as of the 18th of August, 2026. The other thing mentioned is that she is recently single, as we talked about. And first, I want to say this as a man, a straight man. It was mentioned that I guess that she went off birth control after this. And though it's not scientifically proven, there are theories that women who go off birth control have changes psychologically. Mm-hmm. And some of the people even theorize that someone she might have found attractive on birth control she hasn't anymore. I don't know. Again, I don't want to speak for women. I'm not a woman with that, but I believe that is a general consensus, right?
I don't know about general consensus, but yeah, that's something that people talk about. It changes the way that they view certain guys. No, that's a thing. I don't know if it's. I'm not a scientist, but that is a thing people talk about.
And we don't have any of our female hosts on this show, so we can't discuss that there. But regardless, though, now that she's single, now she showed a thirst trap. I mean, this literally has helped her cause if she wants to run for a higher office in 2028. On the prediction markets and many platforms, she briefly overtook Gavin Newsom for the 2028 Democratic nomination lead. She went from 17% to 18%, with Ossoff third, right around with 16%. While Kalshi Trader still had Newsom as the favorite, she is the favorite on Polymarket right now. So we have this. We have just one more clip to show you all that people said, "Oh, that's so cute. I like her." Where I might even vote for her. There's some people saying so. This is all her. This is just the one clip she did. No. And I'll show you that in 3, 2, 1. This little clip. That's all she did. I'm gonna punch you. As we all learning, I'm still learning how to do this on the iPad. So look at this little thing she got.
Don't be weird.
I won't mess with you, AOC, with that. You're right. I won't mess with you there. So between all of this, she is now raising her political profile. You know, Ryan, you have told me democracy is dead. I used to not agree with that, but now maybe you got a point. If somebody can just, show their sex appeal like a movie star, why not do it to try to get to the White House?
Well, I guess honestly they figured, that's how I hate this is going to make me sound so disgusting. So apologies in advance. I'm not trying to trigger anyone, but I think that's how most of the women working in Trump's administration probably got their jobs. So I guess AOC was probably like, hey, maybe if I do it, I'll get in the White House.
How do we get the male vote? Well,
this won't end up getting the male vote. I will say that. If anyone on Team AOC is listening to this, and you're probably not, because it's a podcast hosted by 4 guys, this won't work. I mean, it's funny, you're going viral, and that's all good, but at the end of the day, there is an objectifying factor to the male gaze. And that's what's going to happen
too. She's like spoken out against that
concept. Oh, but she's going back on a bunch. Not a back. That's not right. I actually don't have a problem with her. I'm making it sound like I don't like her, but she's going back on some things she previously said. She's very clearly running for higher office. I don't think it's Senate, if I'm honest with you. But no, my thing is, when I say democracy is dead, I don't necessarily even mean that
this is your way to get votes.
I don't even necessarily mean that like, this thing will work, because I don't think it will. When we talked about this, my point is just that like we're at a point now where the folks who are leaders, either because they genuinely don't know any better, which I don't think is the case here, or because they think it's actually going to help them with the general voter, which might even be true. Like, we feel like this is the discourse now. Like, this is how we have to behave. That's how they're viewing this. They're looking at you, the American public, and me and Matt and Brett and Jose, and they're saying, okay, these are the voters. These are Americans. What do we have to do to get them to pay attention? And the result that they came up with is outlandish stuff. It's thirst traps. It's memes. These are the things that people have decided constitute political communication. And so, and then of course we do this thing where we watch them go up on Polymarket and Kalshi. And again, those are not polls. The Kalshi or Polymarket, whichever one, was like super wrong in Wisconsin literally last week. We won't talk about it. It wasn't a big enough story, but they had a 95% chance that this woman was going to be the governor of Wisconsin, and she lost by a lot. Yeah, she didn't even get close. So, like, the reality is these are just people betting, but it does show a consensus. People saw this video of AOC, and the consensus was this was going to help her chances. That's what most Americans thought. When money was on the line, most Americans thought that. So that's when I say, you know what, maybe we're actually screwed. Because whether this works or doesn't, whether she'd be good or bad as president, isn't even relevant. Just the fact that everyone in charge thinks that we're that stupid. And everyone in America, when their money's on the table, also thinks we're that stupid. At some point, it just means we're that stupid. If everyone agrees, then that's just what we are. Stupid.
I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree with you at all. I also say, like, I will put this for the record because I will not share what side of the spectrum I'm on, but there are, even in my own group of supporting, there are people who I don't like. And in my own group of supporting, I don't like AOC. And it has nothing before anyone says it's because she's female, it's not that at all. I just don't agree with her ideas and policies, and she's just in a certain spot that I'm not in. But I mean, I don't understand because like she always talked about, being a really good role model for young women that want to enter politics one day. And she's like, yeah, screw the patriarchy, like never objectify yourself, like just work hard and you're going to achieve great things. And then here she is like posting thirst traps on Twitter.
But in fairness to her,
like, girl,
in fairness to her, what did she do? She did this little thing, and then she did, and then she went to the gym.
The gym closes like, come on.
But I'm saying we would not be having the same conversation.
She didn't have to show that.
No, right. But also, to be fair to her, we would not have this conversation if Mitch McConnell took us to his gym provided he was still with us in the land of the living. And so, to me anyway, I think, yes, you're right. I think anybody with a brain understands that the team at least was a little bit aware that these videos and this content would go viral. There's no way. They're not stupid. So
Also,
they simply had to know.
Her social media team is probably all people who are like in their early 20s.
Yeah.
And,
so they had to know.
Young people.
There's no way they didn't realize that was going to happen. So I'm with
Jose,
you.
Aren't you more interested in AOC's political journey now?
Yes, I am, actually. She got my vote right away.
Look at that. See?
Oh.
I don't
But
think
again,
she's not running for the White House. I think she's going to run for governor in New York at one point. That's what she's going to do. Run for governor.
Well,
whatever she runs for.
Anyway, to get Hochul out, I'll support that.
Well, that's this year, so it won't
That's
be
another.
yet.
That's next year.
Yeah. No, it's happening now. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Anyways, AOC, how about that? We will see where this goes with her.
We'll see how the strength training does. I'm sure we'll get updates.
Strength training. All right, everybody. So we all. One thing I want to discuss with you all, right? We love music, right? Did
Sure.
you see who the new kid on the block is?
No. Oh, yeah.
Get the hell out the way.
My God.
Oh, Jesus.
No way I could do it.
Grew up where old Mills Road, the blue collar symphony.
Damn, auto-tune.
Pops long haul working, moms preaching an epiphany. Bunch of smart ass souls and rivers running with steel. Hustling our bones, a truly inserts deal. Spend nights at poker games, small stack grind. Dream so big, change the world on my mind. Earned every penny and appreciate the pay. Was check to check, now close to walking away. They said the good die young, and I'm scared I'll break. So I cherish each breath, every God bless day. These boots on the ground, no matter what they say. Yeah, we ride on this side. Get the hell out the way.
All right, everybody. So that is one sec. All right, everybody. That is Pat McAfee. Dropped an album on Friday, The Diary of a Polarizing Figure. He had 14 songs about his life in Pennsylvania, growing up poor, and becoming one of the most controversial figures in sports media. The reception...
And one song called Cheers to the South for some reason. Sorry, continue.
The reception is split, produced with a country hitmaker, Ernest, out of the Big Loud songwriting camp, CNN with some praise, and called a lot of it AI slop.
It is AI slop.
I do have some more hilarious tweets, but let me ask you, did you guys like that? Blue Collar Symphony.
I did not, because I will tell you one thing.
You told me to listen to country music, and this is what I get.
That's not country music. When people who are not musical artists or who don't have musical aspirations from the beginning, and by that I mean people who are kind of discovered that, like, they're kind of slowly discovering their talents as they move up in their careers. Perfect example of that would be like Miranda Cosgrove back when she was on Nickelodeon, or The Rock too. Now realizing he can actually sing for Moana. But like, I think this is Pat McAfee just saying fuck it, and it's definitely not his actual voice. And I want to know how much audio doctoring had to be done to make this sound somewhat half decent. Like, I wish I was a fly on the wall in that sound studio, knowing how bad he probably sounded in the microphone and how much doctoring of his voice they had to do to make it sound like it was a legitimate singer. That's what
I didn't get to that. Matt, you made me listen to this piece of shit. You texted me.
I listened to it too.
You texted me. You said, Ryan, because you're the co-host, you have to listen to some of this album. And so I did. I had to listen to this nonsense. First of all, he's got that Blue Collar song, yeah? And then he's got another song right after called Richie Shit. Those aren't the same, Pat. What are you doing? He's from Pennsylvania, wherever the hell he's from. He's got a Cheers to the South song that he only wrote clearly to play before SEC games after college game. That's the only reason the song is on there.
I thought he would have written that because he was from West Virginia originally.
His polarizing figure thing is whatever. That song, I figured, title track. That was a piece of shit. What is this? I mean, Brett, you were too nice. You're like, they made it sound halfway decent. What did they make sound decent? Nothing that I heard.
They made it sound like it wasn't him. That's the thing. Is like you made it sound like it was someone actually singing, which is why in the beginning I thought it was. Do you remember? Wait,
Pat's got a song called "Oops," and I have to assume it's because they hit record.
I would assume that too. I would assume that too. Wait, do you remember this? This is what I'm going to compare it to. And Ryan, this is where you're going to understand me. Do you remember when Tiger King was on Netflix and they talked about when Joe Exotic wanted to have a singing career, but he realized he had an awful singing voice. So there was an actual singer voicing the album, he was lip syncing it in this whole weird ass music video. That's what Pat McAfee reminded me of. The only difference is Pat put an effort and probably just had his voice doctored up crazy.
And these ESPN people have to pretend this is good.
Yeah.
Or they just have to ignore it. And
no, they're not allowed to, which Matt will probably show you. But I will say one person.
I don't have any clips for that, but there are ESPN employees going out of their way to talk about how much they love the Pat.
He said that line. Good
like
die young.
Curb Street or
him, idiot.
Curb Street, okay.
Idiot.
Ryan.
He goes,
idiot.
He was like, I'm afraid to be good because I'm great and die. What? That wasn't a good line. I barely understood the damn line. The good die young. I'm scared. I'm great. I mean, I like Dan Orlovsky as a general rule, but
this is legit good.
This is not legit. Yeah, this is legit good. Good is what he put. He put two goods on there. You lied twice, Dan.
Okay. Also, Dan Orlovsky feels bad because he was a teammate of Pat McAfee's in Indianapolis, and he's like, I have to be nice to Pat because he was my teammate.
Well, who was the teammate in the musical process? Can we hear from that guy? Who was the guy who said, Pat, you could do this?
Where does Pat broadcast from, by the way? Where's his show filmed?
Indianapolis.
Indianapolis.
Probably found some random recording studio in Indy.
Well,
no, it's a big
one thing I want to
studio,
talk about, though. Like, you know who called this about Pat? And I want to say I am a genuine Pat fan. Even after this, I will still be a listener and watcher. But
I like him when he does his job.
Yeah, but
this isn't your job, Pat.
Honestly, the first person to call this out was Cody Rhodes. When he said Pat, I'll tell you what. When he said Pat McAfee says yes to everything.
Yep.
So somehow
somebody
came together. Pat. You know what would be a good idea? Let's have Pat do a country reggaeton album.
I want to say something. So I'm not in Virginia right now. I'm somewhere else. I'm watching my nephew, very rural area. And so I was listening to this thing, driving around the hills and whatever. And I do fear that this album is going to hit some places in rural America like actual crack cocaine. I have a sinking suspicion that this album, in addition to being bad, is going to also somehow be overplayed in lots and lots of communities. And that is the worst combination, to have a bad album that everybody loves. That's the worst combination of things you can have. And I'm afraid that's where we are.
So we're recording this on the 17th of August, 9:30 East Coast time. We don't have a chart yet since it's been a week. But I'm very intrigued to see where this actually charts. It has to actually be a top 10 album.
And not iTunes. Here's the thing. This is kind of a non-sequitur, but sometimes when a political or controversial person does an album and nobody cares and listens to it, they'll point to the iTunes chart because only the oldest people in America even use iTunes anymore to get their music. I'm talking Spotify. I'm talking Billboard. I'm worried. I'm going to watch those, but I'm worried. I'm worried, Matt. That Pitbull and Mugshot song in particular, I think that was going to end up moving somewhere. And I don't like that. I'm not happy that the lead off is there, but it is the best song on the album, which is not hard.
There's a song called Rich as Shit.
He does. Yeah, Blue Collar Symphony and Rich as Shit in the same album. Those are opposite, brother.
What's also, I actually like the name of the album, The Diary of a Polarizing Figure, but I want to say, I shouldn't say that. I guess Pat is polarizing, but I don't think he's as polarizing as I don't think people actually hate.
He thinks he's more
You don't
polarizing than he actually is.
Like, there's definitely
Yes.
people who don't like him, but if you're polarized, you're like, after that, like, hate your guts. I don't think necessarily people that hate Pat's guts. Maybe his guests he puts on, but not Pat himself.
He thinks he's more polarizing than he is because people have criticized him for things he's done wrong. By the way, the Ole Miss case, right? He was wrong to put that woman on blast with a fake story that never happened. And people called him on it, and then he's like, "Oh, I'm polarizing." No, you were just wrong one time. That's not a big deal. Everyone's wrong. I'm wrong a lot, Pat. Should be like, I was wrong one time. But he thinks he's more polarizing than he is. But my favorite part about the Pat McAfee album is that it ended after 14 songs. That's my official Ryan review of the Pat McAfee Diary of a Showgirl, whatever.
Diary of a Polarizing
Showgirl. Diary of a Polarizing Showgirl by Taylor Swift.
I don't plan to listen to this album at all. I have better albums to listen to.
Pat McAfee. Definitely didn't see that one coming. Did you
I
like
did.
the Jose
I was
album?
shocked.
I mean, did you like the album Jose? You gonna be bumping that at the gym?
I would rather listen to What Does the Fox Say 5 million times over than listen to this album.
You know who did this well? Vin Diesel. Diesel.
I don't remember how it goes, but what are other celebrities? Yeah, what other celebrity songs like Eddie Murphy, "Party All the Time," which is a good song.
That's a good song.
Party
Yeah.
All the Time.
No, I love that Vin Diesel song. I will say that.
Do you count Will Smith, even though he was a rapper before when he wrote it?
I would say I wouldn't because he was a legitimate music artist.
First,
actor.
Yeah.
So, but David Hasselhoff has that song.
He does have a song. That's crazy. We went from Eddie Murphy to David Hasselhoff.
Hey,
there's not a lot.
Adam Sandler has albums, but he's also really talented.
He counts. He's great. He's a very good.
Hanukkah song is a great one.
I tell you, I saw Sandler live at the PNC Arts Center at the Jersey Shore. Not only was he funny as hell, I was falling off my chair laughing, and I was with my parents. My mom doesn't laugh at everything in stand-up comedy, and she was dying because she loves Sandler. But Sandler, because he was in New Jersey and because he likes Bruce Springsteen, he closed out the show with bringing out his keyboard guy, and he brought out a guitar, and he played Born to Run, and the place was going nuts, and he was actually, his singing voice, while obviously not Grammy-worthy, is pretty good for a non-musician.
He has a version of Werewolves of London, like a real recorded version.
He has a really good John Lennon song. Real Love is also really good.
He's just very talented. It's like, that's not Pat McAfee. It's like, that's
no, it wasn't Pat McAfee.
I hope we find out more on why this was a thing.
Also, Pat McAfee will never go toe-to-toe with Seth MacFarlane and his singing talents along with his voiceovers and acting.
Yeah, Seth MacFarlane, he can legit sing.
He's a very good singer.
He is.
So, who watched Mad Men here?
I never did. I
saw
one episode for a class in college.
I love Mad Men. That's one of my favorite shows. I've watched it.
It was the famous episode with Lucky Strike cigarettes. That was the episode. It was the famous episode.
Yeah, the pilot. First one.
Yeah, because they were showing us that for and it was like an analytical and aesthetical project we had to do. So we had to analyze a Mad Men episode. And it was that episode. I thought it was really good. And granted, if I had more time on my hands and dedication, probably would have binged it because it was really big at the time. But I never got into it.
I highly recommend it. It's on HBO Max right now. A great fall binge. You'd really like it, Brett.
I'm sure I would. I love John Hamm.
Yeah. The king of TV. He really is. So anyways, right? I do have to show a meme that I was dying laughing. I understand it definitely is in poor taste. I won't lie. I apologize in advance, but this joke has 10 million views. And then there are extra memes made from it. But this isn't related to, short spoilers, one of his mistresses, right?
Mm-hmm.
And well, I definitely see some people laughing hysterically and some people being disgusted. But
Also, if him having mistresses is a spoiler for Mad Men, Matt, that's wild because that should be a prerequisite based on the time period alone.
but here is it from
Saying-
Cardio 14. Saying goodbye to the 19-year-old intern before heading home to my fat wife. 10 million views. Yes, I liked it. I'm sorry it was a joke. I thought it was a funny joke. You know, there was a 5 million impression. There was a tweet with 5 million impressions, and you know what that said? I do not want to date men who find this funny.
There's a better meme that I could show you, but it was the best. I think one of the best memes that I ever saw was on Twitter. Now it's on TikTok, and it was a trend. It's dead now, but it was Luke from the Outdoor Boys on TikTok, and there was a video where he's camping somewhere in Alaska, and he opens the video by saying, "I am on a remote island in the Gulf of Alaska on the northern tip of the Pacific Ocean," and it was like, my friends, dude, you're late. Where are you? Me. I am on the Gulf. I'm on an island in the Gulf of Alaska on the northern tip of the Pacific Ocean.
Do you remember, Matt, when that happened to us?
What? The 19.
We were the 19-year-old intern from Productive Conversations. No.
No, we're not fly like that. I'm just kidding.
No, I'm the 19-year-old intern for Productive Conversations. But anyway, so no, when we were in college, it was like spring break or whatever, and everybody was trying to make plans. And Matt texted in a group to a bunch of us, like, "Yeah, let's do something, whatever." And they're like, "Ryan, where are you?" And I had actually gone to Ireland without telling anybody. So then I finally responded to the texts. Was like, "Actually, I'm in Ireland." And Matt was like, "Dude, you didn't respond for like 3 days, and then you respond with, 'I can't hang out. I'm in Ireland.'" And so that just what Brett was saying reminded me of literally that.
Yes,
It's like,
remember.
"Ryan, are you coming over?" "No, I'm in Ireland." "Okay, well,
I'm in Ireland.
but I will say to the person who had the response of, "If you find it funny, don't date you." I think that's great, by the way. I think we should be able to do that. Someone sees something and they find it funny and you don't, just be like, that's not funny to me. You don't have to be friends. We don't have to argue about whether something is or isn't funny.
All of our humor is different. We all have different senses of humor.
We all just move on. It's a TV show. None of it's real.
Yeah, this is
all
what I was
fake.
telling you about, by the way, Matt. This is what one of the originals says. What I send to my parents before losing service on my trip.
The Gulf of Alaska at the very top of the Pacific Ocean.
Because I'm on a remote island in the Gulf of Alaska on the very top of the Pacific Ocean.
I think he did that right. But you know, it's just the office cliches. When we did the freaking law executive getting caught in Bryant Park, like, this stuff is gonna happen forever. It's just not gonna stop.
Yeah, I'm sorry, you guys, but in corporate culture, shit happens. Do we like that it happens? Not really. We don't at all. But it's not gonna stop. No matter how hard we try to make it stop, HR can't stop everything.
There you go.
Neither can Coldplay.
Neither can Coldplay. Exactly. Oh, look at these two.
But could Enes Kanter and Royce White get stopped by the WNBA? Was killing me last week that we were off not doing this. In this, what I genuinely think is ridiculous, but still, just the stuff that has come out with the WNBA and what's going on with them defining gender for their sport. All right, so we obviously know the WNBA has had a very tumultuous season. And on a PR standpoint.
Bad publicity is good publicity.
Not in this case.
Again,
This
what
is
I
bad
can't think of her
publicity
name,
here.
the Minnesota Link player who's better than Caitlin Clark, the rookie. Nobody knows about her unless you're into the sport. Minnesota Link star, I feel so
Paige
bad.
Buchers or whatever her name is. Is that what we're talking about?
No, not her.
Beckers?
Olivia Miles. Paige Beckers is good too. She plays for Dallas, but she's legit a star. She's better than Caitlin Clark, and Asia Wilson's the best in the league, and she'll probably be there one day. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about the race issues. We're talking about hard fouls, Sophie Cunningham, and her comments towards trans athletes in the WNBA, which led to this. And essentially, Enes Kanter and Royce White are. How do I say this? Enes Kanter. Well, let me say it this way. Enes Kanter freedom, the former Knick, Blazer, and Celtic. Then we have Royce White. I believe he played for the Pelicans. 2 former NBA players who are men declared for the 2027 WNBA draft. Royce White followed by saying, quote, "I'm transgender. I'm a woman. Identify as someone identifying as a woman for purpose of basketball," and claiming he'd be, quote, "unstoppable." And this is, again, as a result of Sophie Cunningham's comments towards trans athletes. Basically paraphrasing, she doesn't believe that people who went from men to women should not be in women's locker room. That's her. Right. That's her opinion, right? Yeah. And that led to all this tomfoolery regarding it. And we talked about it too on our last show with the French transgender basketball player interested in joining if the opportunity presented itself. And yet, then these 2 players have tried to go in. They've shown evidence of them signing paperwork, and now the WNBA created a task force, number 1, to define what a woman is and to, make clear what is going to go on with transgender athletes in the WNBA. And, yeah, I guess they're really challenging this. They did meet last week, and they did not come up with a definition, which I think is strange, but okay. And we're still going to wait to see what we are still going to wait to see how the WNBA defines a woman. A WNBA source told Forbes that the league isn't taking Enes Kanter and Royce White's declaration seriously, calling it, quote, "a sow division of chaos by bad faith actors." Which I agree.
It's true.
It is true, but I have to admit, Royce White's tweets are hilarious as he claims to be transgender, getting legitimate hate that transgender people actually get, which no one deserves, but the way he's responding, like, a doctor said that I am a woman, I have a 9-inch clitoris. Instead of a 9-inch dick, a 9-inch clitoris.
I did see that one.
What are the other things?
Well, what they canceled his appearance. I will say, I don't like that I chuckled at this, but they canceled. Yeah, they canceled his CNN appearance, and he was like, "CNN is silencing a black woman."
I just want to add the fact that, like, I know good on the WA for actually creating a task force, but at the same time, look, I want to make it clear, I'm all for transgender rights. I'm all for determining what you want to be and everything like that. But when it comes to, like, the WNBA, it's the fact that biological women fought so hard to have this opportunity. Like, it took them forever to finally get a pro league where they could play the game they love and get paid for it. And I just feel like, I'm not trying to be controversial. I'm not, because again, I know I've met some transgender people. I've met some very nice transgender people. It's just like, I don't know. I just feel like having a transgender player in the WNBA is going to piss off a lot of WNBA players already, because,
in fairness, having Caitlin Clark in the WNBA pissed off a lot of WNBA players. Yeah, that's not that hard to do, apparently.
Yeah, but the whole thing is that, like, she's also a biological woman.
No, yeah, obviously,
yes. It doesn't cause as much controversy, besides the fact that she fights back for herself, which is crazy that she gets chastised for that. But I don't know. It's like, I'm all for transgender athletes getting their chance. It's just having it in the WNBA, to me, is just a little weird. Because
there's nowhere else.
Women fought so hard.
Advantages former men have who transition to women.
Here's my thing, and
that's not anti-trans saying that.
Here's my thing, honest to goodness, and I do mean this, and I'm not going to call anyone on this show out. I'm just going to speak for myself, but I think I'm not the only one. No one cares. No one cares about the WNBA. It's never made a cent. It has never made a cent.
I think they said the past 2 years, even though it has not been deemed profitable, like the past 2, 3 years, it still has not been deemed a profit, but
Right.
it has made more money than it
Sure.
ever has
Absolutely.
because of the
But if
talent
you
that is coming.
spend, right, absolutely. But if you spend more money than you make, you're not
I'm not
profitable.
saying
You
it's
haven't
profitable.
made
I'm
a cent.
saying it's still
So,
not considered making a
right,
profit, but it is now having a positive revenue.
right. So, like I said, they have
But it
not made a
isn't a big
cent.
one there. But you were saying,
So, as I'm saying, we have got people in charge of all of these leagues, every league, the NFL, the MLB, the WNBA, the NBA, college sports, freaking high school sports, Pop Warner, every single league for athletics, from childhood to the professionals, has got people in charge. They've got commissioners whose job it is to determine league eligibility, league schedules, etc. The fact that the WNBA met and did not come up with a decision on this is asinine. It is inviting this nonsense. I think Royce White and Enes Kanter are a bunch of assholes. I do think they're bigots. I'll say that. Matt won't say that, and that's fine. They are actively being bigoted toward trans people. What they're doing. That's what they're trying
I
to
don't
do. That's their
disagree.
whole shtick. So anyway, but then you give them a layup because you have a meeting and you don't decide. And my thing is, and I know it would never go this way, and I know this. There's no wrong answer, is there? You're in charge. It's your league. You're the commissioner of the WNBA. You sit down with the owners, with the representatives from the union, with whomever else you need, and say, okay, there's a conversation happening right now. If somebody is trans and is saying there is a trans woman, do we let them play? What is the process for that? Is it just no, declarative statement no? Is it yes, but only after X amount of years having fully transitioned with hormones? Just come up with a rule, whatever that rule is. The rule could just be, yeah, you could just sign your name on a piece of paper like Enes Kanter saying, I am woman, and then you could be in the draft. Doesn't matter what the rule is. Just pick a rule and then follow it. And then the thing that the government needs to do, and they'll never do, is shut up. No one needs to legislate this. I don't need to know what every politician in America thinks about this issue. The WNBA can make a decision. And here's the thing. No one is entitled to being a professional athlete. Nobody. So if you're Sophie Cunningham and they decide that the French lady or Royce White or whoever else can go ahead and play in the WNBA and you don't like it, fucking quit. You're not entitled to be a professional athlete. That's so presumptuous. And that's down the line. Oh, I lost my spot to a trans person. No, you didn't. 100 people didn't make the team. You sucked just as bad as the rest of them. Only one of you was going to make the team. It probably wasn't going to be you, sweetheart. So I'm done with this conversation. I'm done with this argument. Let's all make the decision.
Yes.
Each league. They can be separate, and they can all be separate. They don't all have to be the same decision. Every league, make a decision, stick to it, and stop fucking talking about it. We have literal soldiers jumping off of boats in the middle fucking east. Let's stop talking about this issue forever.
Yes, and two things I want to piggyback off of you, Ryan, because I agree with everything you said. But the one thing I have to say is this. The WNBA has been around for a decently long time now. Obviously not as long as the NBA.
Yeah, 97 was the
It's 97. So I'm 29. So 29 years they've been around. And this is where I get really annoyed. Because as someone who's worked in sports and worked in media, I noticed this from behind the scenes. The WNBA has had chance after chance after chance to figure out how to run their freaking league in the best way possible, and they've never been able to figure it out. Now, the PWHL comes to town, Professional Women's Hockey League. Hockey's the big craze right now. That league figured it out in 1 year about how best to run their league. They don't have that many teams. They're pretty much selling out. Most of the teams are selling out games besides New York, but that's besides the point because it's still growing here. But most of the teams are selling out, if not close to selling out their games. Everyone wants to go. Tickets are cheap. There's hockey's fun. It's fast moving, so people do fight each other. It's fun. And that league, those commissioners, they figured it out. They pump money into the community and they invite all these girls teams and they get everything going. The WNBA has been around for 29 years and they can't figure their shit out. You've waited this long and you can't figure anything out? That's disgraceful. Second of all, off of what Ryan said. It's like the whole thing when someone said, I lost my spot to a trans person. Hashtag Riley Gaines. Remember, she was like, oh, I would have came in a higher place if it wasn't for Leah Thomas. Girl, you came in 5th place. There were 3 other biological women in front of you that were better than you. So, like, you couldn't even get the bronze because you sucked. So stop complaining.
Last thing I want to say, I just think the WNBA has to take the text from the IOC, the Olympic Committee. They actually have a definition of what a woman is.
They do.
Take that, and so I don't know why the task force couldn't think that.
I mean, maybe they don't agree with the IOC, and that's fine too. But then just give us your version. That's what I mean. You don't have to agree with the IOC, but
it's just, yeah. How do they not come up with anything? How do they? That's why they really are their own worst enemy, because you just gave more people content to work with.
Right.
Exactly. Not to repeat your point, but.
And they're going to end up doing what the IOC did too. That's what's insane about the whole thing. They're just going to adopt that one anyway. Why make it a thing? If you know you're going to end up agreeing with the Olympic Committee anyway, just agree with them and move on. What is the point of
extended this another week?
Yeah, what is the point?
I think Jose would be a big Royce White fan.
Yes, I would. I would buy that jersey.
You could probably still buy it.
You're going to buy that jersey.
Again,
I believe he's Royce
I want his WNBA jersey when he's in the league, all right?
Ah, okay. I think it's Royce now. I don't think you should be dead naming him.
I did love when he said, "If you don't say yes, Queen, you're transphobic."
He's such an asshole. He really is. Like,
yes.
What the hell, man? Honestly, at least he's being somewhat. Like, he's committed to the bit a little bit. Enes Kanter, to me.
And that's hate. Like, he's just like,
hate,
bro. You're a jacked man. Like, what point are you trying?
Even if he wasn't a jacked man, exactly.
At one point, he was the most popular Knick. For any one of the new Knick fans, remember that. Does anyone remember that?
I do remember that. Yeah, but that doesn't make him good.
In that down era.
What's it called? He called not Asia Wilson. He called Angel Reese the Paul George of the WNBA. I'm like, dude. You averaged 3 points your final season. You only made like 49 out of 97 shots total in your last season. You're the Angel Reese of the NBA, brother. What are you talking about? You couldn't make a shot to save your life in your final season in the NBA.
Also, Angel Reese does suck. So
no, I know, and that's what I mean.
Paul George does not.
Yeah,
Paul George does not.
I'm not even trying to defend Angel Reese, but it's like, come on, dude. You couldn't make a shot either. What are we talking about?
It would be so weird to see a man in the WNBA. It just doesn't look right. You are making a mockery.
Let's close the WNBA thing out on a quote that I want to say because it'll make you guys laugh. Is that when they say how bad Angel Reese is because she has so many rebounds because she misses
rebounds.
The rebounds, and then she'll hit a basket. And then to quote Ari Spears, he's like, if you crawl on the floor, you're eventually going to reach your destination.
Yep. 100%.
That sounds about right. But what a freaking time, right, gentlemen?
What a time to be alive.
Don't want to talk about this anymore. Please
I'm
just
done.
solve it. Everyone
this
solve
is all at the
I'm
end
tired
of the day,
hearing about it
Ryan,
on Fox News. I don't want to hear about it anymore.
At the end of the day, Ryan, you know whose fault this is?
Clay Travis, that asshole. He started. That wasn't even a problem. He made up a problem. He found a French lady to make a problem out of, and now we're here.
Isn't he the one that his Twitter bio says alpha male?
Who knows? Probably.
I'm like, dude, don't put that in your bio, you freaking.
I will say it is wild that 99% of the people who talk about this whole issue, like it's the most important thing, are built like I am. And I mean that derogatory, by the way. That's not an impressive thing. It's a derogatory statement. Like, everybody in both leagues could dunk on me easily.
Both leagues.
Everybody.
Right, that was funny.
There are people who play JV who could probably break my ankles one-on-one.
Especially in the DC area.
All about
Olivia
Miles.
So I'm just like, listen, guys, what are we doing? If you're complaining about this and you get winded going up the stairs, shut up. It's not about you. You're not part of this.
I just want Olivia Miles to become a major star.
So do I.
Like, she literally, if they just
I don't know
focus
who
on
that
her-
is, but why? Sure, go
I'll
for
say
it.
that she's the WNBA's newest, biggest star for anyone who at least keeps tabs on the sport. And, you know.
Yeah, but the
Focus
biggest
in on
star
her.
is Enes Kanter at the moment.
Put
Yes,
into
it
perspective.
is.
Put into perspective, I have been rooting for years for the WNBA to do well, and they just keep shooting themselves into the foot, and they can't get out of their own way. Like, I have been rooting for them to do well
I'm gonna
because
be
I like
honest.
because I like the game of basketball. Because there's certain women's basketball players that I loved watching, especially like the NCAA women's tournament is very entertaining, and for
Oh
years
yeah, I love it.
it has been tremendously better than the WNBA. And my whole thing is just like I see how talented some of those women are. I see them go to the pros, and I said, because they're there, I want this to be popular. But it just hasn't caught fire because this league doesn't know how to run itself.
I'm not
And-
gonna lie, I've never once thought
Commissioner.
that I cared if they won.
He is done.
This commissioner is the worst commissioner. I thought
Oh,
Gary
she's
Bettman was bad.
She's absolutely getting fired. But also, if you're like me and you genuinely didn't give a shit about whether the WNBA did well or not, just don't talk about this. Just shut up.
Yeah.
Move
I never
on.
followed it, but I wanted it to do well as a basketball fan.
Well, that's fine. If you're a fan or whatever, you have. But I'm saying most of the people talking don't give a shit about this league or the women in it. And that's okay. You don't have to care about everything. But just shut up. If you don't care, shut up.
Yeah, Ryan can't stop Brittany Griner. Why would he say anything?
Right? And more importantly, I don't care if she gets paid a lot of money or not. I don't care if the WNBA.
She would dunk on you too, because she can actually dunk.
Well, isn't she like 6'7"? She can dunk on like everybody.
She's like 6'9" with like a ridiculous wingspan. That's why.
Yeah, so that one's respectable. I'm actually not even ashamed of that one. I'm talking like,
Yo, man. All right. I got to, is this cringe? Well, I wanted to go at Stephen A. getting upset that the National Association of Black Men gave him a thumbs down and he lost his shit. But instead, we're going to do this. This was a meet and greet for an adult film star. I don't know. I generally don't know who the adult film star is.
You have a name?
I really don't. I just...
Jose, I'm sure we're going to see a picture. You can identify them for us.
Yes,
I will
Jose,
definitely
tell
do
me
that.
if you know who this Australian adult film star
Australian?
is.
What?
But this guy met this famous porn star. This was the reaction, and I guess it's called Sexpo.
What?
Big fan.
I'm not gonna say a word.
I'm such a big fan.
What's your name?
Max.
I already know who she is.
So nice to meet you. I'm such a big fan.
What's your
Angelina
favorite
White?
porn?
My God,
With you.
Yeah.
You can say anything.
Just anything with you.
So adorable.
Oh, thank
hear
you.
this stuff.
I've never kissed a girl before.
Really?
Would you be interested in being my first?
Well, I can't be it right now because I have to keep my lipstick really nice.
That's okay. That's okay. Would I be able to get your phone number?
Well, you could give me your phone number and I'd think about it.
That is such a great, polite way to avoid that kind of situation.
Honestly, if he's texting her now, boy's got Riz.
There is no way.
There's no Riz in that. There is nothing Riz in there.
There's Riz in politeness, guys. Come on, he's being polite.
He was not being polite. He was
I think
being
she
horny.
was a polite.
Yeah.
Jose, have you heard of an Australian juicy porn star like that?
I'm not even gonna say it.
Is she Australian? I know who the.
I don't know that she was. I think he was.
She had the accent.
He was
I
Australian
know
for
who
sure.
it is.
I think she was as well. If you could hear it was hard. The audio was bad on the clip.
Do you know who she is and you just don't want to say the name, or
I
like?
know who it is. I'm sending it to Matt right now.
Because I know too,
Send me a-
and I'm very happy that Alison is not hearing this.
You know too. Oh shit.
She got a fat ass.
Wait, what's her
I
name?
sent it to
Brett,
you.
what? You know this too? This is crazy. I don't know anyone's name. What is this?
It's
Got
just
it,
well,
man?
no, because she was actually.
Oh, that does
So-
look like her.
So I used to
Yes, sir.
watch
I
used
know
to
who
watch
she is.
Vice a lot on HBO because I love documentary stuff, and she was in a documentary, actually, like a little news piece
A
on Vice on
documentary.
HBO, because
Homie, it's
they were
okay.
doing
You've
they were
seen it
doing an
work.
insider report on that
Documentary.
on that industry, and she just happened to be their guest, and that's how I came to know her, because I was like, and apparently she's super
You didn't
famous.
see a video of her sucking some dick.
No,
Well,
Vice is on HBO and they don't have a lot of regulations. That's one thing they would not show. That's one thing they won't show.
So,
Jose
long story
showed me it
short,
was Angela White, the
Yes.
that's what he
Australian
said.
pornographic film actress and director. She was inducted into the AVN Hall of Fame and
Oh.
XRCO Hall of Fame and the 2020 AVN's first 3-time Performer of the Year. So
Wow.
clearly she's a legend in the industry.
Oh,
That's right.
She big. You gotta go see after the show, Matt. You got to do your homework, kid.
Everybody needs to watch the same documentary films that Brett saw.
I was in
Angela goes
You gotta
to
watch the Vice documentaries. They're actually insane. They got
all
some
of those
Angela goes
documentary
to
films.
goes to the
That's how
casting.
you learn.
Well, Angela did seem like a pleasant person.
Oh,
Hey,
she's
man.
sweet. I met her at the
Yeah.
porn expo.
You've actually met her, Jose?
Yeah. There's a porn.
Did you try to hit her with the?
Huh?
Did you hit her with the? Can I have your phone number as well,
No,
or
I
did
didn't
you
do all
keep it
that.
classy?
I mean,
No,
I
okay.
would have just slipped it to her. Fuck
Dude,
that.
she's in a Vice documentary called Dating Tips with Angela White. It's just on HBO. It's just like I'm like, that's not the best person to go to for dating tips.
Hey, says who? She might be a great dater. We don't know.
True.
So
That's
is
just her
this
day
cringe
job.
though, everybody? That's the big thing. It was this cringe or sweet?
From who?
It's kind of a little bit of both, in my opinion, because first of all, props to her for keeping it together during that whole interaction because
She was not cringy at all.
no, she was not. He was definitely
Yes.
cringy, but like she kept it together and like I could tell she really wanted to burst out laughing and she really held it together. And I'm like, if I was her, I would have burst out laughing and said, "Hee, run along, little child." I wouldn't have been able to keep it together.
I think they said his name was Mark. That was the name of the
I
dude.
thought you said Matt for a second. I got nervous.
I think it was Mark. We'll go with Mark.
I got nervous.
Mark, I'm gonna be honest, kiddo. Maybe you're not a kid. You could be old. I don't know. Just at that point, if you're here, if you find yourself begging your favorite porn star for their number or for a kiss,
You don't want her to be your first kiss, bro.
no, it's okay. Just
I was
pay.
even surprised she held his hands like
I'm
that.
not
Just-
I can
just
take
pay
never
for
been
it.
to a porn convention.
Just Jose, you'll never guess, but no, you're right. I've never
Well,
been. But
that
here's
stuff
the thing.
happens.
Just leave leave the expo, right? Go to whatever part of town that you need to go to and you pay and you just get it all done that night. Boom, boom, boom. Chalk it all up as a business expense. Okay? That's what I'm saying. Don't embarrass yourself. There's cameras. Don't do that.
There's a
Like,
really
just don't
famous
do that.
scene- there's a really funny scene in How I Met Your Mother where Ted and Marshall go to a porn convention because I think they're like looking for someone that like Ted met or something like that. I don't even remember. And Ted goes, he walks in and he sees all these people that he knows like in passing who are like acquaintances. And he's just like he goes, "Oh, it's really interesting to see all these people I know who actually watch porn." He goes, "Hey, look, there's the guy who works right next to me at the office. Hey, how's it going?" It was just like I'm like, that's why it's like if you go to that convention, how many weird dudes that you know are you gonna see? Like probably a lot.
Too many.
Oh man. Well, let's
You're like
transition.
that, I should leave.
Let's do our questions of the day, everybody. So over the weekends, I saw Spider-Man: Brand New Day. I
Don't
liked
spoil,
it.
please. No spoilers.
You got it. I liked it. It's definitely a new spin on the series.
You could say if it's good or bad. I will take that. Good or bad. Thumbs up, thumbs down.
Yes, you got it.
Thumbs up.
So,
Okay.
I have to ask a question, and it really made me think. But let's ask the bold question here on Productive Conversations. For the 3 actors who played Peter Parker and Spider-Man, who was the better Spider-Man? Tobey McGuire, Andrew Garfield, or Tom Holland?
Okay, but
Have to pick
before I answer this, Peter Parker and Spider-Man are 2 different characters, so you have to
We're
say
gonna do this that not to make it long-winded, just who was the best at playing them both at the same time?
Okay. I think the best both at the same time might have been, and this is going to be a little controversial, because I love Tom Holland so much, and I love what he's done with it. But I grew up on the Tobey Maguire movies. Like I remember when the Tobey, like, because like I was too young when it came out in theaters, and I remember when the first Tobey McGuire movie came out on DVD, and my friends and I would be watching that movie every single goddamn day. And I remember seeing the third movie in theaters and how popular those movies were. And Tobey Maguire, the only Peter Parker I didn't like was the third movie when there was like the dancing Toby. But I mean, I thought he was so fantastic. And a close second is Tom Holland. I think Andrew Garfield's a great Peter Parker. I just don't know how he is as Spider-Man, but I think he's a fantastic Peter Parker.
I was gonna say we probably could just go and go 3, 2, 1. Tobey Maguire, because that's the right answer. Surely everybody agrees on that.
Yes, but I mean, but I do enjoy Tom Holland's performance.
Oh, sure, I do too.
I think he's
but
great.
sometimes there's a right answer. In this case, there's a right answer. Jose, you disagree?
Tom is more relatable, but I'll tell you this: after what I saw about Doomsday, everybody's gonna be on Toby's dick after that movie comes out. So.
Okay.
Yeah, they're going to definitely come back.
Oh yeah, both of them are. Garfield too.
No, Garfield's not in it. Toby is.
Garfield's
you're a mark.
I think
he's doing a lot.
I think it's obviously. I think if you really look at the comic books, it's Tobey Maguire. He looks the most like Peter Parker, especially in the original, the Amazing Spider-Man comics. I think he actually acts like Peter Parker the best, and he perfectly puts his wit as Spider-Man. I mean, obviously it's a stuntman being Spider-Man, but the character Spider-Man himself, I think Tobey Maguire nails the wit of Spider-Man.
And he also nails his intelligence too, because like no one seems to mention that Peter Parker is actually like a genius kid. Like he's actually like a genius kid. But another thing I will say too is that Tom Holland's Spider-Man reminds me of back when I used to watch Jetix. There was the Spectacular Spider-Man. That was the third cartoon. There was a cartoon that was just called Spider-Man. Then there was the Amazing Spider-Man. Yep. And then there was Spectacular Spider-Man. Tom Holland, to me, because Spectacular Spider-Man's character, if I remember, was a little bit younger. And to me, that's Tom Holland.
Yeah, that's the one thing that I never really got with the Tom Holland. Why I know he is, in the comic books, Peter Parker is 16 years old. And Tom Holland looked like a 16-year-old in that. Yeah. I just never saw him as Spider-Man Peter Parker. I thought Tobey Maguire was almost literally perfect casting.
Oh, I think he was too.
Also, Tobey was like 20 when he got casted, and because he looked so young, he was playing a 16-year-old.
I actually rewatched Spider-Man, the first one this Sunday morning. I was just watching it and realizing how brilliant this is. And
dude, that first movie is so good. They brought back the villain to make Tom Holland's movies better.
Okay, let's also not forget how star-studded that first movie was, dude. That first movie,
star-studded.
Like that first movie it was Willem Dafoe, Tobey Maguire, James Franco, Kirsten Dunst. Who else was in those movies? There were
Cliff Robinson was a big deal actor in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
He got an Oscar.
Yeah. Who did you say?
Cliff Robinson, who played.
Cliff Robinson, yep. He was in that.
Yeah, the Sam Raimi's trilogy, I don't even think looking back, the third was not that bad. It really is. It's not god awful.
No, we'll say the third Spider-Man movie of
gave it a 3 on Letterboxd.
I saw that in theaters. And I do remember that I was in a room with a bunch of kids and we were all wearing Spider-Man shirts and our parents were with us. And I will tell you that movie made some of the young Spider-Man fans in that theater get very terrified because that movie, the third Spider-Man movie of Sam Raimi's trilogy,
Venom and stuff, yeah.
That was the darkest of the dark of the Spider-Man movies because the Venom character, I actually like the way that Venom looks now a lot better than Venom looked then. But like, because the Venom,
that was bad casting. Topher Grace is not Eddie Brock. You should have Brock Lesnar.
No, he's not. But
or somebody bigger, yeah.
Not kidding.
But the Venom in that actually looked a lot more like comic book Venom than like in the face, like and everything. Like it really.
Venom looked cool, but it was Topher Grace. You're like, what the hell is this?
Eddie Brock is a jacked blonde. I really think Brock Lesnar would have made a great Venom.
Yeah, I mean, Brock Lesnar's a horrible actor, so that would be the main issue with that.
I mean, but it's like
just to stay in the lane though, really quick, just one more time. I just said, and the second one is the best Spider-Man movie of them all. Spider-Man 2, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man.
Spider-Man 2 is the best. Spider-Man 1 is the next best.
I think
original.
I think the Sam Raimi movies did a really good job of including the original villains because you had
Yeah.
the OG villains were Green Goblin, and then you had Doc Ock, who,
Yeah.
by the way, Alfred Molina was fantastic as Doc Ock.
He
Um,
was.
and then you had, and then after that you had Venom and the Sandman,
He
and
was great, Sandman. Thomas Hayden Church,
yeah,
underrated.
He
and
was
that
very good.
I
They had
love I love the Sandman
in
character
the
in the cartoons. I thought that was such a fascinating concept for a villain. Like I thought that was so
great
cool.
CGI for 2007. Really great.
Great
And
CGI.
that I actually just watched the clip like late last night. Like that fight is great. The fight in the subway, in the abandoned
Yeah.
subway station. But it's very, very dark. It's supposed to be like he legitimately tried to kill him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like this. I like the story they gave Sandman's character, how he never wanted to be a criminal, and he like
They
it was
fucking not. They stole that. They didn't steal it. Obviously, it's all from Spider-Man. But in the Nicolas Cage project, very similar vibe.
yeah.
Like,
Very
I
similar.
kinda
The
watched.
Sandman is in that too. I will say, different actor, obviously.
Well,
But
the last thing Spider-Man related before the next question, right? Or you say
Mhm.
two so Sam Raimi's known as a horror director.
He's directed horror
That's
movies.
that's his trademark, and you
Yeah.
can really see it in all three movies, but especially the third one. Like, I am
Yeah.
showing you what I could do as a horror director, and he pulled it off. It was great.
Well, because the first two movies, it's like Green Goblin and Doc Ock are creepy as hell, but it's like it's not like if you
Green
watch,
Goblin was the scariest to me.
he definitely was. But if you watch,
Well, Defoe, man,
but if
So
but it,
freaking good. Oh my god.
I actually think
one of the best.
Green Goblin was scarier without the mask because those
You know?
He's
faces,
scary the whole way.
those faces that Willem Dafoe made when he was like in
Please.
Goblin mode was terrifying, and also like when
He
he's
should have been nominated for an Oscar.
I know. Well,
Who got nominated?
he was nominated for an Oscar for At Eternity's Gate, and he lost.
No, I'm saying for Spider-Man.
No,
like,
for that shit.
For that, no,
He
he
should have
was
got
great.
it for that.
Yeah,
Should have been
but
winning
also
for that one.
the scene
Also?
where he's in his penthouse and he's looking in the mirror and he keeps hearing the goblin laugh and his reflection is talking to him is the stuff of nightmares. That scene is so
he
creepy.
still has to look himself in the mirror doing that too.
I know.
He's doing all that for himself.
So, what was I going to say, by the way? This is weird that this is a segment, because literally last night, I will say, I have weird dreams. This is true. I had a dream. I was watching the original Spider-Man movie, again, now in 2026, and they just simply recast James Franco. Nothing else changed. It was just, instead of James Franco playing Peter's friend Harry, it was some other actor.
Dang, that Wi-Fi hit right at the right moment.
But I just watched him. He was on the blacklist or whatever. He's blonde. Anyway, we missed it. All right, well, that's fine.
My last question for that was that because I've always tried to debate this, and I just don't know if it's true. Harry's character in the third movie, when that movie came out, people told me that was supposed to be the Hobgoblin, which is the original Goblin, but then other people were saying it's just New Goblin. What was your
different guy?
His name is New Goblin in the film, and
He's
Hobgoblin. I
just
think
Green
that's a completely different character, but the same vibe. But there was that fake rumor.
Totally different guy. Yep.
There's a fake rumor this weekend that they want to cast Timothée Chalamet as Harry Osborn. But that was a fake rumor. But it got traction. But it honestly would be amazing casting, to be fair.
All right, let's move on to the next question.
I don't hate that, actually.
Before we go on more Spider-Man tangents.
But if anything, just your best supporting actor in 2002 went to Chris Cooper for Adaption, which was okay. Ed Harris was nominated for The Hours. Paul Newman for Road to Perdition. John C. Reilly for Chicago. Christopher Walken for Catch Me If You Can. Take out Christopher Walken and put in Willem Dafoe and have him win an Oscar as Best Supporting Actor. That's just what I think should have happened.
Well, it's interesting for Oscar nominations for superhero films because Robert Downey Jr. said his character of Tony Stark in Iron Man, in the first one, which, by the way, the first Iron Man is a fantastic film. And he said that the Academy called and said, we would like to possibly nominate you because of your role as Tony Stark. Like you're fantastic. Like,
That would have been a stupid nomination.
are you okay to be nominated for this? And he said, I don't want to be nominated for it, even though I'm doing a good job. Because I think in his mind as an artist, I think he thought that, like, it's a fun movie. Like, yes, he's a fantastic actor, but like, I don't think he wanted to take away from anyone else who was nominated that year. Because like, I think that was his thing.
Stupid.
Well, bad take, Mr. Downey Jr.
Stupid. If you call me and say we want to nominate you, you better nominate me.
Oh,
Don't
yeah.
call me
Even
and
if I don't
me.
win, I can be like, I was nominated for Iron Man.
Yeah.
All right, my next question.
You're like, oh, you did good. Nominate me.
All right, my next nomination. My next nomination. My next question. We have to debunk something once and for all. I clearly think this is obvious, but yet for the last 13 years, it doesn't seem to be. So if everybody is ready to find out about what I'm going to tell you, let me show you really quick what I'm talking about. All right, let's debate now. A debate that is 11 years in the making. So we're going to start this in 3, 2, 1. All right. Is this dress... God damn it.
I know what you're talking about, though.
Yeah, we got to show it for those at home who don't.
This
Images.
All right, 1 second. All right, let's debunk something once and for all. Is this dress white and gold or blue and black?
Blue
Is
and
this
black.
dress white and gold or blue and black?
Blue and black.
Thank you, Brett. That is the correct answer.
Are y'all serious?
You
Yeah,
actually
it's
see
blue
white
and black.
and gold?
Yes, I see white and gold.
What is wrong with your eyes?
There's a separate picture of it as white and gold.
That
Yeah,
one that you
so-
just showed me is white and gold.
No, it is
I'm
not.
telling you. I looked at the dress and it was white and gold.
Is the
You
is
need
Matt,
to go to the eye doctor.
Matt,
I
is the
gotta
next,
go to the eye doctor.
is the next one Laurel or Yanny?
Seriously, for 11 years, people have been saying that this is a white and gold dress.
What's what it is?
No, it's a black and
Black and blue.
dress.
Put it back on. Let me see
It's
again. Maybe I
100%
missed
black
it.
and blue. It's
I will
100%
put
black
it
and blue.
on.
No, I'm being serious. Put it back on. Maybe I missed it.
Matt's like, I'll get the dress. I'll put on the dress.
No, I won't. But I don't think anything wrong with that. Just one moment again.
It's black and blue.
Like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm very, very confused.
All three of you see it black and blue.
Mm-hmm.
I'm recording now. Time out. You are seeing this right here that I'm about to present on screen. I'm presenting the screen right now, right? You see it?
I don't see it.
Not yet. I saw it a second ago.
So you see
Here we go.
a white and gold dress, Mr. Page.
In that picture right here that I'm looking at on our screen.
Yes.
Yes. That is
See,
a white
Ryan's
and gold
fucking
dress.
with us.
Also,
I'm not fucking with
also,
Yes, you
Ryan,
are.
I have just discovered
Yes.
I have just discovered that I believe it is two separate dresses because I found this picture on BuzzFeed.
Okay, but the one you just showed me is white and gold.
I still see blue and gold. I still see black and blue with that, Brett. And I'm not fucking with you. I see
one that's gold and white and one that's black and blue.
Listen,
I see them both as black and blue. I really do.
I have
This
seen
is the one you showed, and that's black and blue.
Yeah,
that
and the
one,
other one you showed me, I see
was
black and blue too.
Brett, put that one back on. That shit is black and blue. But the one that Matt showed me was not black and blue. That was white
That
and
was
gold.
black and blue.
What, this one?
No, that's both of them.
It's black and blue.
That one's black and blue. That you're showing me
That's
right
black
now.
and blue.
Yes, the
The
one Brett
alternate
showed me.
one.
The one you showed me is not.
It's a black and blue dress, my guy.
It is a black and blue dress, my brother. It
I
is.
just looked at it.
This is black and blue. Black and blue. Black and blue, right?
That's
That's
black
white
and blue.
gold.
Now I see it.
Oh
This
my
is
god,
black
that's
and
white and
blue.
gold. I'm looking at it. It's white and gold.
Right. I
Wait,
think
wait. Matt.
This is white and gold. This is white and gold.
Yeah, that's also white and gold.
No, this is black and blue.
That's
That's
black
white
and
and
blue.
gold. Oh my god.
Wait a minute,
This is
Matt.
white
White
and
and
blue.
gold. Which
Wait,
part's
Matt.
even the black part in
Wait,
there?
Matt.
This
bro-
is white
Matt,
and
wait,
this is
Matt,
white.
Matt, bring up the second one again because.
First,
Wait a minute, Ryan.
Second.
Watch what happens. Watch what happens. Matt, bring up the blue and black one again. Watch what happens. Did you just see that?
I didn't see.
So
That's still
li-
white and gold.
No, when the lighting changes, it looks white and gold.
thank you, Brett. I agree.
But
Okay,
the first
this is
picture,
the
it
New
looks
York
blue and black.
Times.
Blue and black.
I'm so confused.
Dude, that was my senior year of
Well,
high
wait
school.
a second. Wait, hold on.
We
Wait.
all
a
came in. We
Hold
all
on,
came in.
watch
our
it. Wait a
first class and
second.
learned about it.
Are we using the New York Times picture?
Yes, this is the New York Times.
Okay, looking at it right there. I mean, I'm looking at it on my phone, right? And
Yeah.
on my phone, it is clearly white and gold. But when I hold my phone up like this, it's
It's black
blue
and
and black. What the hell?
It has to be a visual thing, dude. It was
That's
definitely.
You have something.
insane.
You have a gene in your eye or something.
No,
No,
that's.
Matt,
I'm
I
looking
think
at
I
it.
think it might have been like I don't know if it was revealed, but I feel like someone discovered that it was actually like it was like an illusion.
An optical
I'm like-
illusion.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
I'm
an
looking
optical
at it
illusion.
on my phone, and it looks white and gold. But as soon as I put it up to the camera,
That's
it looks
bizarre.
black and blue. That
gotta
is
be the-
freaking insane.
It's the lighting.
Black and
It's
blue.
The lighting. I'm telling you, it's the lighting.
That's insane. Someone tell me what's happening.
It's the lighting. I'm
'Cause
telling you.
lot of
I'm
crazy
looking at
shit.
it here. That's crazy.
All right, we got to move on though.
I'll tell you what it is, Ryan. You're fucking crazy. You need to get your eyes checked.
And that's where we should end this right here. That's right there. Was Jose?
This is insane.
My last question of the day, folks, is what's the weirdest thing you believe? What is the weirdest thing you believed as a kid?
This thing I believe.
Yeah, that's easy. An old man going down my chimney and giving me fucking presents.
That's a good one. I used to
that's a
think
good
teachers
one.
lived at school. Like they literally lived in their like when everyone left, they pull out the bed, they get out the oven,
That's crazy.
and they actually live at school. I really believe
That's
that.
actually really fun. For a little while, I believed that all toys talked like the ones in Toy Story as a kid. Yeah.
I used to.
Nobody used to give me a convincing argument in the second grade about that. They're like, oh, my toys moved to different positions when I left the room.
Yeah, no, I thought they moved.
For me, I think it was that there was a magical being that gave you money under your pillow when you lost your tooth.
You ever I caught the Easter Bunny. Obviously, it was my parents. If I
Well, you
stayed
saw-
up.
Wearing a bunny suit.
I set a trap for the Easter Bunny, and it obviously didn't work because it wasn't a bunny. It was my parents.
I thought
But
it was
when the
just
trap
at
went off,
first, like,
I
a
did
big-ass
look. I thought it was a bunny. I thought it was like this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I thought it was a bunny. I don't know how he brought the candy. That part never really crossed my mind.
There's a whole bit
did
about
think
the
it was a
Easter Bunny and Santa, and I think it was Joe Rogan had a stand-up bit where he was talking about like how convincing his 6-year-old daughter to believe in Santa Claus because like obviously little kid and you don't want them to think mom and dad are bringing you presents, and he's like, but my daughter's smart, so like she looked inside the chimney after I told her the story of Santa, and she's looking in the chimney and she's like, how the fuck? Just like thinking how is this fat guy slide down the chimney and fit? Like she's like trying to measure the dimensions.
You want to hear something else embarrassing? This is not the same as like a thing I believed, but this did come up since we're talking about it. When I learned about the Santa situation, I learned about it, right? I went and did my Easter Bunny catch after that. So I learned Santa, not a real thing, right? I learned all that. And then I still did not put together that also meant that the Easter Bunny and at all were fake too. I was like, all right, one down. We still got a few more to capture. I genuinely did not put together that obviously they're all fake. I literally had to discover one at a time that these entities were not real.
It's like when Trump said, "You still believe in Santa Claus?"
That was so crazy. He said that to children.
I know, right? Just
Oh my
killing
god.
dreams. Oh man. All right, so let's do our nuclear opinion. You tell me your hottest take in your world or the world around you. Tell me what's good, everybody. My nuclear opinion. It's so weird. You have the right to get from point A to point B. But these motorcyclists, man, I don't think in the last 5 years I've seen one motorcyclist actually follow the traffic rules. Like not
No,
one
they
bit.
don't do
Like
that.
it seriously,
They
when
don't do
we're in traffic, do motorcyclists just think, you know what, I'm allowed to go right in the middle? Like every single fucking one does it. Like literally nobody, and it's dangerous. And I've seen I've been reading so many articles about motorcyclists hit here, bicyclists hit there. But like, Jesus Christ, it is insane how they do not follow traffic rules. At least now, like I feel I don't know. When I was younger, I saw them following, but every single one, especially the ones that drive right in the middle of the lane, like truly in the middle. And
How
I'm
about the ones that
amazed
weave
how
through traffic? Like when there's standstill traffic and they're weaving through cars?
yeah.
So crazy.
Fucking insane.
And then once again, you hear drives into a pole, hits a car, skids through. Of course, they don't deserve it, but like Jesus Christ, you're asking for it the way some of these motorcyclists are.
Right. If you drive crazy and reckless, something crazy and reckless will probably happen to you.
You know, Matt, it's funny because now I feel like you've just developed an opinion for me, which is because I've always had very mixed opinions about motorcyclists. And one of them is that certain motorcycles should not be allowed to be owned by civilians. Because you drive a Harley, you want to drive a Harley and look cool and look like a badass. Yeah, I'm down with that. Harleys are cool. But you really want to be taking a dirt bike through the streets of New York City like I've seen before? Or take like, which is crazy. Or do you want to be like those other ones, which is the ones that I see people riding through cars on, are the ones where like it looks like you're hurting your nuts. I think it's called like crotch rockets or something like that. Like, I'm sorry, but like civilians should not be owning those because they go like 10 times faster than a Harley, and people are on like the Garden State Parkway in New Jersey in standstill traffic, and they're like, oh, this thing goes fast and it's a small thing, so I'm about to weave through all these cars. You're a dick for doing that. Like, I'm sorry. Like, you're an asshole.
Oh, it always happens, especially when I drive in New York too.
Like those little ones, they're like zzz. I'm like, dude, and they're so loud. Oh.
Dude, and I also I hate cars with big mufflers where it literally sounds like a gunshot when they drive past me. Like, do you actually think people are impressed by these souped up Hondas?
It's a fucking Honda.
It's your
Seriously.
Subaru Impreza.
Dude, my favorite are the
enhancing cars, but
the souped up Subaru Imprezas make me crack the hell up. They're
like those engines just, first of all, they stink, and number two, again, it's just so fucking loud. Like, I do not get it. And now that's the one thing. That's the one positive thing out with City Field turning into a casino resort, and they're just killing all these chop shops. Gotta find somewhere else to ruin your car and reputation.
I do have to say, speaking of
that's
loud,
the one thing I'm glad about the chop shops going away, because maybe we'll have less of these fucking idiots on the road.
Here's one thing. My real nuclear opinion of the day. We need to find a way to get cigarettes out of everybody's freaking hands because they're coming back again. And
they are. That's true.
It's disgusting.
No, that's true, actually. I've seen that.
I'm sorry, but people who are like cigarette addicts, there's very few people I genuinely have respect for who smoke it regularly. And it's just because you act like an asshole when you're smoking. And I smell it on you. And when I come to visit you at your house smells like it. And it's disgusting. Like, and when you drive somewhere and I'm riding in the car, it's all over your seats. I smell it. Like, it's disgusting. Like, I'm sorry. Like, it's such a disgusting habit. And with all the health like warnings we know about it, like, how the hell has not everyone quit?
I mean, I think it is very hard to quit an addiction,
Is that
but
cool to people?
I will no, but I will
it's easier to
say,
quit cigarettes than like a hard drug, though.
sure,
Definitely easier to
yeah,
get off
but
nicotine than like heroin.
I will say, like, to kind of your point a little though, like it's what if you're older and you grew up in like the 70s and 80s when people smoked like a pack a day because they whatever.
There was no health
Fine, I
warnings
can see
out. No
how
one really cared.
right. I can see how it might be hard to kick that habit, but I have noticed Gen Z is like going back into cigs. They're like it's a real thing. I've noticed it. I've been at several occasions with
Because
young people, and as the
juuls are so regulated now.
right, I do think that's what it is. But it's gotten so
They got rid
it's
of the
gotten so
vape and
crazy.
went
I'm
back
like,
to cigarettes.
yes, and I'm like, well, that means the vape banning didn't work because they just went back to the cigarettes. But no, I've noticed that actually several times now. I've been like, oh my god, and like these are people who are healthy. Some of them like are very like moderation when it comes to alcohol. They take care of themselves, they eat right, but that man, they'll go out and they'll smoke a cig. I'm like, what? That's insane. But yeah, no, it's a real thing, Brett. I've noticed that.
I think it's disgusting.
Yeah, definitely makes a lot of sense. Especially
Makes someone unattractive to me.
I just think about like I see cigarette smoking more in a lot of urban areas, and
Yeah,
yeah,
well, yeah.
you're right on that. I guess with marijuana being legalized, and again the vapes are too much. We're just going back to the
Going
basics.
back to the basics.
I mean, those tobacco companies must be feeling great. Y'all kicked us out in the '90s. Now you want us back?
Yeah.
I drove past the Marlboro factory once with my parents on a road trip. My dad was like, "Hey, look, there's the Marlboro factory," and then we were like, "Rich assholes."
Mm.
The
All those
Marlboro
guys
Factory?
laughing all the way to the bank.
Jose and Ryan, I'd love to hear your nuclear opinions.
Sure. I finished The House of the Dragon season 3 today. I won't, no spoilers, obviously, but why did we stop making 12 episode seasons of shows? Who decided that 6 to 8 was the maximum? I feel like this. I'm watching now. In addition, again, just watch House of
I
Dragons,
really
but
think
I'm
it just
watching.
comes down to budget,
Uh,
though. I
maybe,
think
but
the
I'm
show
watching The
soaks.
Americans.
I think the show soaks. I think because House of Dragons is so expensive to produce.
Yeah, well, yes, and that's part of it, but a lot of shows are doing it now, not just House of Dragons. And it's like I'm watching The Americans, which is an older show, but not old. Old. It's the 20
Yeah,
teens.
it's like early tens.
Yeah, and so that's like 20 episodes a season, 15, 20 episodes a season.
For a
That
drama,
used to be average, right? That used to be average. Now you're lucky to get 8. They're cutting off at 6. It's insane. Why?
It must really come down to attention spans, I think.
Yeah, but let's challenge people to enjoy things as they ought to be, not as they would like them to be.
The
Let's
West
push the
Wing was like
envelope.
22 episodes a season.
Which is great. You get
But that
all
was
these
old school TV.
stories.
That was old school TV. Was
You
20.
get all these stories
I
out of
don't
it.
mind. I think 8 is the minimum. 8 to 10 is the perfect range, personally.
Yeah. Also,
I
the
disagree,
West Wing,
but
the West Wing, because it was a political drama, needed all those episodes because there's so many.
I mean,
that
we don't.
happen. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have to do 22. I'm not gonna go there.
No,
But
because
I'm
well,
like
shows like House of the
12.
Dragon don't need more than like 12 because there's only so much you could milk out of a fantasy story. Like
They could absolutely fill longer than 8 episodes with House of Dragon. All of them. And like the last season of Game of Thrones, basically the reason it sucked is because they only did 7 episodes. If they doubled, not double, that's a lot, but if they had gone to 13, 14, yeah, so doubled it, nobody would have complained about that ending. I promise you, with one exception. Nobody would have complained about the majority of that last season if it had even just 4 more episodes tagged on to what they offered. It's an easy layup. The stories on TV need more time. Give them the time they need. Or make a movie. Either one's fine.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to bring that down. What do you got to say, Jose? Take us home as we head into the middle part of our week.
My biggest gripe is everybody that thinks LA Knight should be world champion, and that's bullshit. And
Well, that's
Number
too bad.
one is
You are
fucking Matt
wishing it into
Brown.
existence. You are wishing it. You are speaking it into existence. What else they got left? You literally got nothing else. You
Jimmy.
gotta put Los Angeles Knight in the title picture once and for all.
As Allison would say, gay wrestling.
Gay wrestling.
With that was a good one. That was a great one, actually. I enjoyed this conversation. I enjoyed this productive conversation. We will see you back here on this feed on Friday as we take you into the week for our final show of the summer, 2026. And then again, the tweet cap will be back on the 8th of September after that.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the Productive Conversations podcast on all podcast platforms and YouTube. And don't forget to check out exclusive content regarding the show across all social media platforms. We're on Instagram at Productive Conversations Podcast, X at PodComboPod, TikTok at PodComboPod, Facebook at Productive Conversations, and always check us out on all podcasting platforms and YouTube. That's Brett Mayerson, Ryan Page, Jose Rivera. My name is Matt Brown, and we'll see you back here on Friday. Have a great week, everybody. Enjoy the summer as much as you can.
That's
Peace
right.